Can't you see?
Britney Spears may be the most fascinating person ever. Thanks to the stalkerazzi and tabloids, every minute of her life is documented, and for good reason.
I think Britney's got a little bit of an exhibitionist streak running through her. It's like, look at me, world, here I am, take that.
Sure, she sings and stuff, but it's the rest of her life that redefines shock and awe.
This is how shocking Britney is, that she doesn't even have to do anything that's shocking, and she still shocks the world.
Get ready for all the outrageous reasons we can't get enough Britney. From her legendary Vegas wedding.
We had never even heard of this guy, Jason Alexander. We were like, we didn't even know you guys were dating. You guys are getting married?
To her barefoot stroll through a public restroom.
How could she? Ew, gross.
To all the stepmama drama in between.
When I first heard that Kevin Federline already had a pregnant girlfriend and a child with her, I just thought this was going to be good.
Just when you think she can't do it again, Britney tops herself.
She was standing there cupping his groinal area.
Like Girls Gone Wild every night of the week.
Find out why Britney totally tricked out her wedding party.
The groomsmen all had on white tracksuits that said "Pimps" on the back.
And what Britney is telling the world with her t-shirt.
The most shocking t-shirt that Britney wears is MILF in training. Mother, I'd like to If your dream is to be a mother, you can become that.
Hike up your halter top and get ready for a full hour of nuh-uhs and no she didn't. This is All Access, Britney's Most Shocking. For the first part of her career, Britney danced the fine line between celibate schoolgirl and sexy temptress. Then in September of 2001, bam! Britney released the video for the steamy S&M laced I'm a Slave for You. Slave was the first taste of an edgier, more mature, and shockingly sexed up Britney. Although the lyrics were dirty, the video was downright naughty.
She's in this hot warehouse and all these cool dancers around her, and they all got paws all over her, and she's panting. It's hot.
Some people come up to me and they're like, whoa, it's really saucy. So, but you know, this song is probably one of the most sensual songs that I've ever done, and I really thought that the video should be a reflection of that.
She was so hot that somebody had to lick the sweat right off of her. She was dripping sweat. She was being licked. She was wearing her panties on the outside of her jeans.
Britney was like, I'm not wearing my thong where it's meant to be. I'm going to wear it over my jeans. Because I like that shaking sensation that goes on when I go commando.
I hope that doesn't catch on, because once you get past the panties, you still got to get past the pants. Oh!
All that sweaty gyrating worked. The I'm a Slave for You video debuted on TRL at #1.
Brand new Britney, I Am a Slave for You, #1 video on TRL today.
And the album Britney went on to sell over 10 million copies worldwide.
You think to yourself, wow, maybe that was the beginning of the dirtification of Britney Spears.
Like that.
In July 2002, Britney took a trip to Mexico that resulted in a double dose of not-so-diplomatic behavior.
Oh, the shock and awe of Britney in Mexico.
Britney was ending her Dream Within a Dream tour in Mexico City, and the brutal schedule left her exhausted and really grumpy.
She gets off the plane, there's the paparazzi all in her face. So she flips them off.
Her wave to the country was more like this.
See this? Huh?
I got off the plane and everyone was driving really recklessly around me, all the paparazzi, and they almost hit our vehicle.
Did she give that middle finger to the whole country? No. But what she doesn't realize is that what's showed on television, that's the message that she sent to Mexico upon arriving in their country.
This is when the world was like, what up with Britney?
Despite it all, Britney's fans remained loyal. Over 50,000 faithfully packed the Foro Sol Stadium not once, but twice. The first concert was a huge success. The second was a different story.
And she did 4 songs and then yanked herself off the stage.
She was being booed But later we come to know from her camp that, it was bad weather that forced her from the stage.
Britney canceled the concert because she cares about her fans. She just was like, you know what? Fans, there's a storm. There's a storm 400 miles away. I want to make sure that you all get home safe and board up your windows.
Only Britney knows the truth, but no question, Mexican fans felt like they were left holding the burrito.
Mexico's like, Britney, no me gusta. Whatever.
A month after her Mexican mishaps, Britney hit the red carpet at the 2002 MTV Video Music Awards in a saucy black leather getup. Fans were speechless, the paparazzi went nuts, and Britney posed like it was everybody's business.
Britney Spears came out in like this S&M leather outfit with straps and everything and a little leather hat.
She was like either in a bicycle gang or the gimp from Pulp Fiction.
She had the bosoms all pushed together and everything was tight.
I was so over wearing dorky clothes.
She got a lot of flack for that outfit. It was like, who are you trying to be, Britney? Because you're not tough. That is the outfit of a tough girl. I can easily see Avril Lavigne wearing that outfit. Not you, Brit.
It may have been a fashion faux pas like no other, but Britney got exactly what she was looking for. A whole lot of attention and the front page of the New York Post.
She knows how to make an entrance. She knows how to turn heads, and that's the reason she got so much press.
She figured, I'm not performing, I'm not getting any awards, but she still has to get in the newspaper somehow, so she's going to shock everybody with an outfit.
This is a real statement. It's saying, I am real sexual and I'm going to the limit here. I'm kinky and you better see it.
I just wear whatever I'm feeling at that moment.
I must say it was very hot.
Baby, what are you waiting for?
On January 28, 2003, Britney did the unthinkable. She totally made out on the red carpet with serial seducer Colin Farrell.
She dates sweet little Justin, and then she skipped over the dark side with Colin.
Are you gonna be my girl?
Colin Farrell is a bad boy. He's hot, he curses, he smokes, he drinks, he's a ladies' man.
I think every girl goes through that stage where they want a bad boy.
Britney hooking up with Colin Farrell was clearly the first step to Britney wanting to get down and dirty.
Nicotine from silver screen.
It wasn't just the premiere of Colin's movie The Recruit. It was also the debut of the hottest new couple on the planet, at least for one night.
Colin Farrell and Britney were friends, and he called her up and said, hey, do you want to come to my movie premiere tonight? And the two of them show up on the red carpet, and the press goes nuts.
It was like a little mini drama for everyone to kiss for all the cameras.
He put his arm right around her, almost like put her in a headlock. He's like, yeah, this is my woman. And she was all really into this. This is my, studly kind of guy. And they were caught making out.
Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell makes out with everybody.
The paparazzi couldn't get over the luck of the Irish, as well as the luck of the blondish.
What's he like? Is he a good guy? He's a good kisser.
It was really a shock to all of us to see the two of them together. It was a mixing of these two complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
And how did you get Britney to be your date?
I didn't get ends to be ends. I'm with 25 people. We're all having a party.
While no one knows exactly what happened after the premiere, chances are that Britney learned a hot but valuable lesson.
If Britney wanted to be bad, dirty, and dangerous, then it was great for her to be seen with Colin Farrell.
For years, Britney promised she'd stay a virgin.
I'm not a girl.
And the world believed it for a while.
I just want to wait for that special someone.
Then in August of 2003, America's poster child for pure living broke the worst-kept secret in pop culture. She blabbed to W Magazine that she had lost her virginity to ex-boyfriend Justin Timberlake back when they were together. What a shocker.
All of a sudden, it was like, what? Britney's had sex? She's not a virgin? I've been being told a lie. It was like the entire Britney Spears package was just a sham.
Rumors swirled for years that Justin had already been where no man had gone before.
She was dating Justin Timberlake, and people were like, what's going on there? I mean, they've been together quite a while.
If you claim that you're a virgin and you're Britney Spears, there's a ticking clock out in the public eye waiting for you to lose your virginity.
I really wish I would have never said anything to begin with, because I'm kind of stuck in this little place where people are always asking.
There were even reports that she was boasting about her sexcapade.
Although most of the world never believed Britney's dirty little secret, her public confession was a shock all the same.
It was breaking news. That was what was really weird about it. I don't know if there was actually anyone who did believe that she was a virgin. But then all of a sudden, people on 11 o'clock news, would be like, there's fighting going on. And what? What's that? Britney's not a virgin?
Now that Britney was officially not even close to that innocent, there was only one thing to do: Vegas. She flew to Sin City to ring in New Year's 2004 and married unknown childhood friend Jason Alexander.
It was so out of left field. We had never even heard of this guy, Jason Alexander. We were like, what? We didn't even know you guys were dating. You guys are getting married?
Although the marriage lasted only 55 hours, each minute of the weekend was scandalous in its own incredible way.
Britney had invited her longtime friend, Jason, to come hang out with her in Vegas.
They were doing it up Vegas style. They were drinking, they were partying, they were going from casino to casino. And I'm sure there was a lot of like, remember when we were 5 and we took off our clothes together and played doctor? Yeah, that was awesome.
After the partying, Britney and Jason snuck back to their $10,000 a night suite for a romantic late-night viewing of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
They said, hey, you know what? Let's have some fun. What do you want to do? I don't know. Let's get married.
All it took was a 3 a.m. call to the concierge, and yee-haw! Britt and Jason were on their way to the Little White Wedding Chapel.
So they got into their very classy lime green limousine, and their limo driver drove them to one of those all-night wedding chapels.
When they showed up at the chapel, she actually had tears in her eyes.
She was wearing ripped jeans and the trucker hat and ready to get married.
They looked stunning.
None of her friends were there. There were no witnesses that knew either one of them.
And the limo driver gave Britney away in place of her own father.
At 5 a.m. on January 3rd, 2004, the Lovebirds sealed the deal after dropping $55 for the marriage license. The little pop princess had finally found her prince, at least for a few hours.
They do have that saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I think that she thought that once she left the state, the marriage wouldn't count. Oh, Britney.
Behind closed doors, Britney's mom probably said, are you out of your mind? This is our family's wealth you're talking about. You're just going to give it away?
Her manager had gotten whiff of what happened, and he looked her in the face and he said, congratulations. You just gave away half of your fortune.
But being Britney does have its perks. It only took 2.5 days for her manager and her mama to clean up the marital mess.
She had to get out of it fast. The quicker she could get out of it, the more she could prove this wasn't the real deal.
But her people filed the paperwork they needed and got the marriage annulled.
Jason says that they were in love, that her family pressured him into getting the annulment. And Britney was like, bye, kissed him on the cheek, saw him off.
Jason walked away without a dime of Britney's fortune, but he didn't leave the relationship empty-handed.
Jason didn't really get much out of the deal, but maybe he got a t-shirt like, I married Britney Spears in Vegas and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Just 2 months after wedding and forgetting poor Jason, Britney made headlines again. This time it was all about her new video, Every Time. The plot twist? Britney commits suicide.
I don't know how she comes up with these ideas. I think she just perpetually wants to shock people. And I think she's always trying to come up with new ways to be naked.
Suicide is not a fun thing to put in a video.
The original video idea had Britney drowning in a bathtub after taking a bunch of pills.
The first draft is she's getting bombarded by the media. Things are getting a little heavy. She's having trouble with her boyfriend. And then on top of that, she kills herself. To me, it was depressing.
Typically, her videos are straightforward. There's just dancing and humping in her videos. Why does she have to confuse it with suicide?
When the news of Britney's self-destruction party leaked to the internet, some fans were outraged.
And everybody was like, oh my God, Britney's committing suicide in her video. Wow!
Everybody that thought she was a role model is up in arms. You know, her fans were like, how can you do this to us?
I know I'm diving into my own destruction.
Britney's doing things for shock value, and it's backfiring on her.
Britney did an immediate rewrite promising fans a suicide-free video. When Every Time premiered in April of 2004 on MTV, viewers were stunned and a bit confused to still see a drowning pop star.
She's in a bathtub. There's blood. She's sinking under the water. Is it suicide? Did she bump her head? What's going on?
She reveals that there's blood on the back of her hand. And the story was that she got hit in the head by a photographer when she was running through them. And so it's the injury to the back of the head that's led her to kind of have the concussion and then kind of drown.
What? I'm sorry, where is this coming from?
And she has this crazy fantasy where she's running down this white hallway, possibly towards death, we're not sure, but then it turns out to be a hospital where she watches the baby being born.
It's like, wait, is your character in the video in a video?
At the end of the video, she comes back to life and she's laughing like it was all a joke and she's just kidding. Ha ha, she fooled us.
She confused us more than anything else.
Britney insists the video is about reincarnation, but some think it might be more autobiographical.
I think she's really opening a little window into Britney's life and saying, hey, it's hard in here. You know what, Britney? Be strong. We love you. We care.
Britney's always seemed to prefer dating famous dudes. That's why it was so perplexing when she fell in love with backup dancer Kevin Federline, and then wanted to marry him less than 3 months later.
When Britney first got together with Kevin Federline, everybody was like, who is this guy? And how the hell did this guy get so lucky?
Britney and Kevin officially became an item when they hooked up at the Hollywood club Joseph's in April of 2004. The media rejoiced. A new tabloid obsession was born.
It just came out of nowhere, really. One day, we're all sitting in the office, and these photos come in of Britney Spears piggybacking on back of this guy, smoking a cigarette, and that's where it all began.
She is with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. He has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And it just seemed like a match made in heaven.
I know you were meant for me.
Nobody knows who this Kevin guy is. You know, he comes out of nowhere. He's a backup dancer. And he meets Britney like a Cinderella story. You can't beat that. Come on.
Britney quickly discovered that her Prince Charming came with a little baggage. Like his pregnant girlfriend, actress Shar Jackson, and their 2-year-old daughter.
When I first heard that Kevin Federline already had a pregnant girlfriend and a child with her, I just thought this is going to be good. I cannot wait to see how this unfolds.
He's what us women folk refer to as damaged goods.
Kevin has said that by the time he met Britney, his relationship with Shar was already over. Shar claimed otherwise.
She didn't realize she was his ex at the time. She just heard, oh wow, he's dating Britney Spears, and she was like, well gee, he didn't break up with me first.
He just ups and leaves for the hottest pop star on the face of the earth.
When Britney found out that Kevin's girlfriend Shar was pregnant, she was like, I don't care, I love him.
Britney was like, I had to kiss a lot of frogs before I met Kevin. Now some might say she should have kissed a lot more frogs, but to Britney, Kevin's her frog.
In June of 2004, less than 3 months after getting together, Britney proposed to Kevin on a flight coming back from Ireland. Kevin quickly turned the question around and asked Britney to marry him instead.
Britney and Kevin really truly are in love. They really do care very deeply for each other. It's like lobsters mate for life. He's her lobster.
After finally finding true love, nothing could get Britney down. Nothing except a knee injury. In June 2004, Britney took a nasty spill that not only shut down her video shoot, but abruptly ended her Onyx Hotel tour.
There is only one Britney Spears, So if Britney Spears goes down for the count, there goes the whole concert tour.
Just days before the second leg of her U.S. tour was supposed to kick off, Britney took a fall while filming the thugged out video for her next single, Outrageous.
Britney's in New York and she's shooting a video with Snoop Dogg. You know, she's keeping it real. She's wearing like the basketball jersey. She looks kind of gangsta style. And Snoop's off a shizzle dizzle. And Britney's like, oh my God, I hurt my knee.
Mid-dance, she just collapsed, and her knee just gave out, and she had to be scooped up by her big bodyguard and just carried her away.
She actually had to get surgery on the knee and physical therapy and everything, and they had to cancel the whole tour.
This was completely shocking to her fans. They wanted to see her. She's on crutches. She's now performing. Game over.
I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell.
Britney's doctors reported that she suffered from floating cartilage, but some speculated the fall was a little too convenient, especially in the wake of canceled shows, bad reviews, and outrageous lip-syncing allegations.
Britney was complaining for a while to people that she was not enjoying this tour. She just wanted to get it over with already and go and be with her new love, Kevin Federline.
Then, later on, stories and photos kept arising of her frolicking with Kevin.
Hey, Britney!
And that's what people were outraged, was because she was like, oh, boo-hoo-boo, my knee hurts. And then there were all these pictures of her, like, gallivanting around town.
This is a perfect way out. It's sort of like, I didn't do my homework and all of a sudden you have an upset stomach. She made her own little snow day for herself.
Britney's recovery may have been speedy. It's possible that she had her own home remedy.
Kevin's love is the strongest medicine of all.
Whenever Britney shows a little flesh, someone somewhere is shocked. This time, Britney was shocked by her own skin.
Damn, girl.
Specifically, the tattooed part.
You got a tattoo right there?
Breaking news on VH1. Britney's tattoos are wrong.
In May 2004, word broke that Britney's latest body art was, well, just gibberish.
Now, Britney supposedly is a big follower of this whole Kabbalah thing, and being a big follower, she showed her dedication. She got the tattoo.
Britney has 3 Hebrew letters tattooed on the back of her neck. She told everyone that it meant a new era.
The funny part about it, if the symbols are flipped around, now it's meaningless.
Stop!
As into Kabbalah as she is, she got the messed up Kabbalah tattoo. It's almost as if she's not totally sincere about her practice of Kabbalah.
But the whole irony here is that Jews are not actually allowed to be tattooed. She got her messages mixed. You know, she was so dedicated to her newfound Judaism that she wanted to tattoo it on her body, not realizing that by tattooing it on her body, she was performing one of the worst Jewish taboos.
This wasn't the first time Britney was a victim of bad ink. Turns out another one of her tattoos is just as strange.
She's got a tattoo of an Asian symbol, which I guess is supposed to mean mysterious, but actually means strange. Which means basically she got punked hardcore in a tattoo parlor.
Listen, if you're going to get an Asian tattoo, Britney, go to an Asian guy. Don't go to a guy wearing a bandana with blonde hair smoking weed.
Usually people screw up and get like the Tasmanian Devil or a Chilly Willy tattoo, and they regret that later, but now she's forever branded as strange.
Fortunately, there's an old Kabbalistic saying just for this occasion.
Tattoo me wrong once, shame on you. Tattoo me wrong twice, shame on me.
After the whole tattoo debacle, Britney turned to a simpler but more shocking way to express her innermost thoughts and desires, dramatically blunt t-shirts. It all started in July of 2004 with this jaw-dropping slogan, "I'm a virgin, but this is an old t-shirt. Snap! One more time!"
Britney's taken to speaking to the world via her t-shirt. She's no longer content with just saying quotes during press conference. She's like, if they're going to take pictures of me, I'm going to say something across my chest.
I saw her with the, Mrs. Federline t-shirt before they were even married. I love the way that she's just so easily giving up her Spears name.
One says, I am the American dream, and another one says, this is what perfect looks like. It's like, wow, it's good to see she's so grounded.
She had a shirt that said, I like boys, and on the back said, I love bad boys. It's like, you like all boys.
The most shocking t-shirt that Britney wears is MILF in training. MILF stands for Mother I'd Like to If you dream hard enough, all your dreams will come true. If your dream is to be a mother, you can become that. I think Britney will be.
She's letting her clothes speak for her. because she can't say these things. She has socks that say paparazzi.
One of the other things that Britney started to wear were hats that said different things. Like she had a hat that said Carpe Assum, seize the ass. What does that even mean? Are you asking me to grab your ass? You don't need to ask.
Her hat that says shut up and do me, which actually corresponds to Kevin's hat, which says rock out with your out.
Why does she wear these outrageous cotton cue cards? Only Britney knows for sure.
It's like she's no longer satisfied with the tabloids putting in captions under her photos. She's now supplying her own captions. It's like she's kind of a walking punchline.
Britney is not shy about public displays of affection. But in July 2004, she raised the PDA bar to a shocking new high with a performance that was not only raunchy, but positively X-rated.
So Britney and Kevin are vacationing, and they decide, oh, let's go out on the balcony, get some air, smoke some cigarettes, fool around a little bit. And of course, being Britney, the paparazzi were there to capture it all.
I saw what we call her mitts on his bits. She was standing there cupping his groinal area, and she had a look of happiness on her face.
Oh, it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
She's got her hands all over him. He's got his hands all over her, and they're just making out for the whole world to see.
It's like Girls Gone Wild every night of the week.
At the $1,500 a night Ritz-Carlton in Marina Del Rey, California, Britney's crotch grab was just an appetizer. Get a load of the main course.
And then all of a sudden, all you can see is the back of Britney's head. And then her head disappears completely.
So they have these pictures of Kevin, and he's like, well, like this. And it's like, you can only guess what's happening.
They knew that people were watching them out on the balcony. They were totally putting on a show.
When you're an artist like Britney, all the world's a stage, including its balconies.
I think that Britney Spears, it really gets her juices flowing when she's being photographed doing naughty stuff.
Less than a week after the balcony humdinger, Britney blew up on the front page of the New York Post yet again. But sometimes appearances can be deceiving. And for once, Brit really was that innocent.
So the Post publishes a huge front page picture with the headline, Britney hits the bottle. And it's a photo of Britney chugging what looks like it could be a small adult beverage.
New York Post says it's whiskey. They think that she's drinking some sort of alcohol out in public, running around in the middle of the day.
So many people are like, wow, Britney is such a lush. Because the only people who drink airline bottles are definitely alcoholics.
It's ginseng, in actuality. She's taking it to chill out because places like the New York Post are sitting there saying she's an alcoholic.
This is how shocking Britney is, that she doesn't even have to do anything that's shocking, and she still shocks the world.
Fabricated and fictional, Britney had every right to be pissed. This was one tabloid story she would not let fly.
She flips out. She calls the Post. She's like, I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm drinking ginseng. It's organic, it's herbal, and it's not alcoholic.
Britney's publicists went nuts, and they demanded that they print a retraction and apologize.
The press were out to prove that she wasn't innocent. Newsflash, hello? I mean, come on, of course she's not innocent.
Now that Britney was all hopped up on ginseng, it was time for her to really bear it all. No, she wasn't totally naked, but her feet were. When she strolled barefoot into a public restroom, there was just one question to ask. What the yuck was she thinking?
This is one of my favorite things. Britney going into a public toilet, not once, but twice with no shoes on.
Britney, look at me. That is nasty.
Little nasty girl.
This story begins late one July day in 2004 with Britney and hubby-to-be Kevin Federline cruising the San Diego freeway. There was time for a pee stop, but no time for shoes.
Britney was photographed walking out of a gas station bathroom without wearing any shoes.
She probably chalks it up like, I go to my bathroom with bare feet. Why not this one? Britney, it's a gas station.
That's a health issue. Somebody might want to pull her aside and say, hey, have you looked at the floor of a public bathroom lately?
Possibly the biggest breeding ground for bacteria. Bacteria that aren't even known to man yet. Like super bacteria, diseases we haven't even named yet. And she walks in barefoot.
The bacterial girl couldn't tiptoe away from this one. The photos were in magazines everywhere.
We were in this in Us Weekly, and all my friends that weekend were like, how could she? Ew, gross.
It got so bad, Mama Spears had to defend her baby on BritneySpears.com.
Britney's mom tried to justify this whole situation, and so she explained that because of Britney's knee surgery, her doctor had advised that she needed to wear comfortable shoes, like tennis shoes or like Uggs.
I got some Uggs. They're some really cool boots. They're called Uggs.
Britney's mom was like, oh, it was too hot to wear Uggs, so she simply had to go barefoot. Now to that, I say they're called flip-flops. Easy to wear in the summer. No fur, no sheepskin, no nothing, no diseases.
Britney stepped things up in September of 2004 when she married Kevin 1 month earlier than they planned. This time, she even shocked her family. But it wasn't just the early wedding date that had people talking. Britney and Kevin had scheduled an elaborate white wedding for October 16th, 2004. But when details were leaked to the press, the cozy couple secretly moved up the date.
Federlines and the Spears camp didn't know they were actually attending Kevin and Britney's wedding. They thought it was an engagement party.
The family arrives at the house, and next thing you know, there's an actual wedding. Nobody knew this, not even her mom, Lynn Spears, knew this.
After an intimate ceremony with only 27 guests was held in a backyard tent, it was time for the reception. A real down-home celebration with all the fixins.
The menu included some of Britney's favorite foods, like southern fried chicken and mashed potatoes. Very, very picnic style.
People talk about the special delicacies that they had, like chicken fingers with 3 different sauces, barbecue, sweet and sour, or honey mustard.
It was rumored that they had a cash bar at the wedding. That's pretty classy.
They had high-class entertainment. There was a boombox pumping out Journey's greatest hits. So, you know, when you think romance, you think Journey.
Oh, it's enough to make you cry.
It's just a fairy tale type of wedding that Britney ought to have.
Later, the wedding party headed out to the clubs, but not before slipping into something a little more comfortable, at least for them.
Right after the wedding, these people take off their tux, take off their dress, the whole bridal party changes into tracksuits.
The bridesmaids had on pink tracksuits that said the maids on the back, and the groomsmen all had on white tracksuits that said pimps on the back. P-I-M-P.
It's rumored that Britney's mom thought that the tracksuits that the groomsmen and bridesmaids wore were tacky.
I think she was upset because she had to wear a sweatshirt that said Hot Mama, and Kevin's dad wore something that said Pimp Daddy. And Pimp Daddy's way cooler than Hot Mama.
Although the marriage wasn't legal until over 2 months later due to delayed paperwork, it was a magical night.
She kind of had a ghetto fabulous wedding. It was fabulous because of its ghettoosity. She was like, I'm worth $32 million. I could have the most expensive bling-bling wedding in the world. I'm not about material goods. I'm not about wealth.
Britney had a low-scale, no-frills wedding because this is about love.
When Britney became Mrs. Kevin Federline, she was showered with wedding gifts, fine china, fresh linens, supersized bags of Cheetos. Oh, and Kevin's 2 kids. Meet Britney Spears in her most shocking role yet, stepmama.
Britney has happily stepped into her role as stepmother to Kevin's kids.
Britney's been seen around town with Kevin's daughter, Corey, and they've been laughing and holding hands and shopping. I think this is a real test for Britney to see what parenthood is really like.
When Kevin's baby was born, Britney, as a millionaire, should buy him like a gold-plated pacifier, you know, and not just a bottle, but, you know, liquid gold.
I feel bad for Shar Jackson in this situation because you have your kids go into a rich stepmom. How are you going to control your kids now? Clean your room. You ain't my stepmama.
Britney may love playing with Kevin's kids, but she has made it very clear that she wants some of her own.
She's announced to the world that she just can't wait to be a mother of her own. She said that she's going to take this upcoming year to tie up some loose ends, do the rest of her midriff-bearing, bare abs, snake-wriggling dances, and then she wants to be a mommy. Her biological clock is ticking, apparently, and time's running out.
She's almost 24. Oh.
It's time for her to settle down and have a family.
Brittany's going to be an amazing mom because she can trade school uniforms with her kids. Or, you know, she's going to have the pimped out van and go to all the soccer games.
Soccer mom! She'd be like the mom at the PTA meetings that's like, what do you mean there's no smoking on the playground? Like, she would be like the cool mom.
Well, they say some of the best mothers are people you wouldn't expect that would be great mothers. Damn it, she's Britney and she can do it.
Now that Britney is officially the hottest stepmom ever, she did what any sexy young bride would do on her honeymoon. She went home to Louisiana and attacked the paparazzi in the weirdest way possible. With Halloween masks and vanilla milkshakes. Of course.
When I first heard that Britney was throwing milkshakes at the paparazzi, I thought that is such an aggressive yet delicious choice.
The paparazzi, they were crazy. I'm going to get a disguise.
I was like, yeah, take one, paparazzi. That's awesome. I mean, Britney's constantly getting berated by these paparazzi guys. I mean, you have to feel sorry for her.
In September 2004, Britney made a run to the fast food joint Sonic with her mom and sister, Jamie Lynn.
So they're like, oh my God, we're being followed by the paparazzi. This is so offensive. This is my honeymoon, you know, I want my privacy. They're like, I've got a great idea. Let's put on these masks from Scary Movie and go throw our milkshakes on them. So they get out of the car, they kind of taunt the reporter. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Britney and her sister are like, yeah, my milkshake's better than yours. Boom. Damn right, it's better than yours. And they fling them in the faces of the paparazzi.
Britney was having the most fun. She was dumping the most milkshake on anyone. She didn't miss.
Those people out there stalking her all day long, taking pictures, they're hungry. Maybe she was doing them a favor and feeding them. Okay, who wants milkshake? There you go. You want milkshake? Who wants a Coca-Cola? Mom, Coca-Cola? Sure. French fries? Jamie Lynn, French fries in the back. Cheeseburger? I have one cheeseburger left. There you go. That's all for today, folks. I'm sorry.
The best part of the whole gag is that she did it with her family, and they all did it together.
Britney's mother drove them to get the milkshakes and drove them back, and she laughed the whole time.
How cool do you have to be to pull off a caper and your mom is in on it?
It had been a wild year for Britney, so in September 2004, she announced she was going to set the record straight by posting her private, innermost feelings on her website.
Tell me your secrets.
She called it the letter of truth. I hope you can handle it.
When everybody heard about Britney's letter of truth, everybody was like, what is that? What's going on with this?
She wrote this letter for her fans, for them to completely understand what's been going on in her life.
Britney was talking this letter up. She was like, this is the most amazing letter that I'm ever going to write, and it's life-changing.
It's supposed to be this grand epiphany that she got at a play, Wicked, that she saw in New York.
Britney said writing her letter was like going to Harvard.
And I was like, oh my God, Britney knows the secret to life.
And the world was abuzz with speculation. Was she going to reveal that she was pregnant? Was she going to reveal that she was quitting? Was she going to reveal that her head had been transplanted with that of Brad Pitt? No one knew.
But everyone knew that Britney's soul-bearing wasn't going to be cheap. The letter was for fan club members only, and the cost of being a Britney fan, almost $25.
Everyone was like, wow, $24.98, that's kind of steep. That's like the price of 2 Britney records.
Her fans, they kind of cried foul. They were like, wait a minute. Can't you tell us without us forking over the $24.98?
Then better have, like, either some naked pictures of her or the cure for frickin' cancer in there. $25 letter. She says she owes it to her fans to tell them what's going on in her life. Well, when you owe someone something, you just give it to them.
More than 2 weeks later, Britney finally posted the letter, but by then the hype was gone and so was the fee. That's right, in the end, the truth didn't cost a dime. Turns out even that might have been too high a price.
I was expecting some real deep, maybe Kabbalah-inspired, heart-wrenching, this is what I'm going through, and it was really like, you know, very kind of childish. She revealed that she'd been really busy and she really just wanted to go watch the movie Saved, starring Mandy Moore, but she's been going through a lot of changes recently, and we're all like, yeah, we know. We read the tabloids, Britney. Come on, where's the truth? I can handle the truth. And the big truth was apparently Britney's not such a good writer.
Yeah, I can't believe that was her life-changing experience letter.
What am I to do with my life?
Face it, when Britney wears a t-shirt, drinks ginseng, or goes to the bathroom, the world takes notice. Is it because her milkshake is better than yours? Or because her weddings are wilder? Whatever the reason, here's hoping that Britney's next move is even more awesome. As if that's possible.
She gives us all something to talk about. Otherwise, we just have to talk about our own boring lives.